Today I am going to teach you duality of LPP from linear programming problem video series, and this is the first video from duality. So welcome to my YouTube channel Mechanical Engineering Management. Like, share and subscribe. At the end of this video you will be able to understand first concept of duality, second primal problem, third dual problem, and at last we will see two problems of duality. That means conversion from primal problem to dual problem. So let's start from the definition of dual problem. The duality in linear programming states that every LP problem has another form of LP problem related to it and thus can be derived from it. The original LP problem is called primal problem, while the derived LP problem is called dual problem. So each and every LP problem has two different forms. First form is known as the primal problem and the second form is known as dual problem. And dual problem is derived from primal problem. So the meaning of primal problem and dual problem is the same, only the problem having different form. Before solving for the duality, the original LP problem is to be formulated in its standard form. Standard form means all the constraints must be less than or equal to for maximization problem. That means if the nature of objective function is maximization, then all the constraints must be less than or equal to. That is called as the standard form of maximization type problem. Second, all the constraints must be greater than or equal to for minimization. Means if your nature of objective function is minimization, then all the constraints must be greater than or equal to. So these are the conditions for the standard form. So first we have to convert the original primal problem into standard form, and then you can convert from primal to dual problem. First you have to remember this primal dual relationship. So primal problem is if maximization type, then your dual problem must be minimization type. And as we have discussed earlier, for the maximization case all the constraints must be less than or equal to. And here you can see for the minimization problem all the constraints must be greater than or equal to. Number of variables in the primal problem must be equal to number of constraints in the dual problem. So if in the primal problem decision variables are 2, then in the dual problem constraint must be 2. Similarly, you can say number of constraints in the primal problem must be equal to number of variables in the dual problem. Next, coefficient of objective function in the primal problem must be the right hand side of the constraint for the dual problem. Similarly, you can say right hand side of the constraint in the primal problem must be the coefficient of objective function in the dual problem. Next, coefficient of jth column in the primal problem must be coefficient of jth row for the dual problem. Next, ith relation is equal to in the primal problem, then ith variable must be unrestricted in the dual problem. So that also we will see with the help of the problem later. Next, jth variable unrestricted in primal problem, then jth relation must be equal to for the dual problem. So you have to remember this important primal dual relationship, and with the help of this relationship we will convert primal problem into dual problem. So let's start the first problem. Find the dual of the following LPP. And this problem is given to you. This is the given description, so you can say it is the primal problem. And now we have to convert from primal to dual problem. So as we have discussed, this important note for the conversion from primal to dual problem. And these are the conditions for the standard form. So first of all, see whether the given primal problem is in the standard form or not. Here you can see the nature of the objective function is maximization, and as per this condition all the constraints must be less than or equal to, and here you can see all the constraints are less than or equal to. That means you can say the primal problem given to you is in standard form. So now you can start the dual problem. So first I am going to write the dual problem. So this is actually answer. Now try to understand one by one point. So here you can see number of variables in the primal problem. So here you can see 2 variables are there, and that must be equal to number of constraints in the dual problem. So here you can see 2 constraints are there. Next, number of constraints in the primal problem. So here you can see 2 constraints are there in the primal problem, and that must be equal to number of variables in the dual problem. And here you can see these are the 2 decision variables y1 and y2. So number of constraints 2, and here number of variables are also 2. Next, also this important point, primal problem is if maximization type, then your dual problem must be minimization type. And so that I have written that particular symbol here, ZP, that is the symbol for the primal problem, and here ZD, that is a symbol for the dual problem. Next, here also you can see for the primal problem all the constraints are less than or equal to, here you can see, then in the dual problem it must be greater than or equal to. Next, here coefficient of objective function in the primal problem. So here you can see 6 and 8, and that must be the right hand side of the constraint in the dual problem. So here you can see 6 and 8, and here this is 6 and 8. Next, right hand side of the constraints in the primal problem. So here you can see right hand side of the constraint, and that must be coefficient of objective function in dual problem. So here you can see. Next, coefficient of jth column. So here you can see coefficient of first column, that must be coefficient of jth row, and here you can see that is the coefficient of first row. Next, coefficient of second column, that must be the coefficients of second row. Next, ith relation in the primal problem having equality sign. So here these are the 2 relations, and no one has equality sign, so skip this point. Next, jth variable unrestricted. So here you can see both the variables are greater than or equal to 0. So no variables having unrestricted words, and so that skip it also. And at last, decision variable for the primal problem greater than or equal to 0, and here y1 and y2 are greater than or equal to 0. Let's take second problem. Find the dual of the following LPP. Maximize z is equal to 3x1 minus x2 plus x3, subject to constraint 4x1 minus x2 less than or equal to 8, 8x1 plus x2 plus 3x3 greater than or equal to 12, 5x1 minus 6x3 less than or equal to 30, and at last non-negativity restrictions. Important points that you should keep in your mind, and these are the conditions for the standard. Now look at over here. The nature of objective function is maximization, and for the standard form all the constraints must be less than or equal to for the maximization. But look at closely here, second constraint is not in the form of less than or equal to, but instead of that it is greater than or equal to. So first you have to convert it into the standard form, and that is very simple. Objective function as it is, first constraint is also in the standard form, so it is as it is, but second constraint is multiplied by -1, and so that greater than or equal to is converted into less than or equal to. Third constraint as it is, but I have put it over here 0x3 because of x3 is not there, so I can put it with coefficient 0, and so that it is very easy to convert from primal to dual problem. Similarly over here I have put 0x2, so there will be no any chance to make a mistake or conversion of primal to dual problem. So now I am going to write the dual problem. So first point, According to this principle, if your primal problem is maximization, then your dual problem must be minimization. So here, instead of maximization, it should be minimize. And here I have changed the symbol. Here it is Z, then you can put it W. You can put it anyone, A, B, C, whatever it may be. Next, right hand side of the constraint in the primal problem must be the coefficient of objective function of dual problem. So I am going to put it over here. 8, minus 12 and 13. You can see over here. And here this is the dual problem. So your decision variable are now y1, y2, y3. So it is very simple. Right hand side of the constraint in the primal problem must be coefficient of objective function in dual problem. Next, subject to constraint. So here you can see coefficient of jth column must be the coefficient of jth row. That means coefficient of first column must be the coefficient of first row in the dual problem. So here it is the first column. Now in dual problem it must be the first row. So here you can see 4y1 minus 8y2 plus 5y3. Similarly, second column must be the second row in the dual problem. So here you can see minus 1 and 0. Next, third column. And here in dual problem it must be third row. So 0, minus 3, minus 6. You can see. Now next. In the primal problem, constraints are less than or equal to type. Then in the dual problem, it must be greater than or equal to type. So I am going to write over here greater than or equal to. Next, coefficient of objective function in primal problem must be right hand side of the constraint in the dual problem. So 3, minus 1, 1. And at last, non-negativity restrictions. y1, y2 and y3 must be greater than or equal to 0. So it is very simple. If you want to see more videos on the operation research subject like big M method, graphical method, arithmetic method, algebraic method, network management, CPM PERL, then subscribe my YouTube channel and go to playlist. So thanks my dear friends. Press the like button to appreciate this video.